A very good day to you. I'm Hank Gross, MidHudsonNews.com. It's Wednesday, October 18th. The news today brought to you by the Galleria at Crystal Run. Israeli Defense Force members Raz Mizrahi and Elia Hubri visited with the women of Chabad of Orange County in Monroe just weeks ago, and when they returned to Israel, Mizrahi was gunned down and killed by Hamas terrorists as she attended the Nova Music Festival. Mizrahi had been severely injured in a 2021 terror attack, but recuperated and came back to serve again in the IDF. Hannah Bernstein, who, along with her husband, Rabbi Pesach Bernstein, invited the two women to talk to the community. And Mrs. Bernstein says the whole community is devastated over the news of Mizrahi's murder.
The community was just reeling, and people, the teens, the women that danced with her, that met her, were really in shock. And we're trying to do a lot of things to honor her memory as well as the memory of all the victims and to bring back the hostages.
Mrs. Bernstein and her husband, who travel to Israel often, say they have 6.8 million relatives in Israel. The terrorist attacks were so horrifying, and she noted the whole world is against terrorism. Democratic Orange County legislators Michael Paduch, the minority leader, Genesis Ramos, and Lori Tutel have raised questions how Star CIO was chosen as the interim chief information officer for the Information Technology Department that was recently created by the county. That function was previously part of the General Services Department. The lawmakers, including Ramos, said the president and CEO of Star CIO is a relative of Langdon Chapman, the county's Human Resources Commissioner. He is believed to be Chapman's brother-in-law. Here's Ramos.
While we may not have clarity around the exact role that Langdon played, if any, in the procurement of this contract, we know that nonetheless they are related. So this, of course, raises questions, right, around the nature and the validity of this contract.
Late Tuesday, County Attorney Rick Golden said the procurement of the contract was in full compliance with all applicable state and county laws and is entirely proper. He said the related department head had absolutely no involvement in the review of the quotes received or in the selection of Star CIO as a successful quote. Kraft Cider's new $1.3 million production facility, The Orchard, has opened in the city of Newburgh. The company has redeveloped the former Powder Creek Mill textile manufacturing complex to grow its manufacturing operations into a 16,000 square foot production and distribution facility. Mayor Torrance Harvey says this is another shot in the arm for the city.
That's a big step in the economic development, which is also a part of the master plan for the city. And a part of our revitalization, because that draft cidery plant and its expansion is going to provide employment opportunities and economic stimuli to the city of Newburgh.
The state is kicking in $264,000. As part of the expansion, the company is expected to create 8 new jobs and retain 13 existing full-time jobs. More news right after this.
Find over 100 retailers allowing you to spend hours shopping safely at the Galleria at Crystal Run. Enjoy the big brands and the diverse selection of family-owned stores all in one location. The Galleria at Crystal Run offers dining options for everyone with Fuji, 110 Grill, Allen's Mediterranean Grill, and Peru Cuisine. Discover the Mid-Hudson Valley's premier shopping, dining, and entertainment destination, the Galleria at Crystal Run. For more information, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, or visit GalleriaCrystalRun.com.
A number of Hudson Valley area municipalities have been cited for achieving certification as part of the state's Climate Smart Communities program. The program supports local efforts to meet the economic, social, and environmental challenges posed by climate change. Several communities were certified as bronze, including the village of Catskill and the towns of Olive, Rhinebeck, Rosendale, and Shandaken. The combination of high interest rates and low inventory have dampened buyer demand and were the chief reasons for double-digit declines in home sales in the third quarter of the year in the Hudson Gateway Association of Realtors marketing area, the trade organization says. Fishkill Town Police Chief Keith Dworkin has secured federal funding to equip every officer in his department with a body-worn camera. The newly confirmed funding comes more than a year after Town Supervisor Ozzie Albra joined with then-Congressman Sean Patrick Maloney to announce the grant that never arrived. And there's finger-pointing at the Town Hall complex as to who or what caused the delay. Maloney lost his re-election bid, and Chief Dworkin says the town administration failed to follow up to obtain the promised funds. The money's been sitting in a federal account earmarked for the department, but the town officials never followed up after Maloney and Supervisor Albra held a news conference in May of 2022 announcing the funding, says Dworkin. But Supervisor Albra says any delays are the result of the inaction of the chief. He says that the chief has been responsible for preparing and submitting any necessary paperwork to the Department of Justice. A 48-year-old Port Jervis man's been arrested on several narcotics-related and weapons possession charges. Police Chief William Warden says Rakeem Watley was charged with 3 counts of drug possession, criminal possession of a weapon, and criminal use of drug paraphernalia. City detectives executed a search warrant on Coleman Street on October 12th and arrested Watley with assistance of the Patrol Division. Police allege at the time of the arrest he was possessing close to $3,000 in cash, 224 grams of cocaine as a combination of powder and crack cocaine, 41 grams of ecstasy pills, and a legally possessed and loaded 9mm handgun, narcotics packaging, and digital scale. He was arraigned and remanded to the Orange County Jail. I'm Hank Gross, MidHudsonNews.com. The news today brought to you by the Galleria at Crystal Run.